Alright, what's up, squids? It is Egg and Dash, and Kelly and Marie have some update information to share. I have some things to talk about relating to Splatoon updates. Actually, quite a few of them, and I'm going to need to go to my browser to do it. So I should first of all clarify that other than a little bit yesterday, I haven't played this game in like a month. I recorded 3 pieces to a carbon roller deco video. Yeah, I'm actually going to close the browser because I want to kind of have the music playing in the background because I don't want to be like just having to talk with awkward silence in the background. So we'll open the browser back up when it's necessary. I recorded 3 parts to a carbon roller deco video right after it came out. Because the whole Seeker Bomb Rush thing was interesting. It wasn't enough to make me really want to use the weapon in general play, but I was like, I can do some videos on this, I suppose. So I recorded Splat Zones, Turf War, Rainmaker. Yeah, Splat Zones, Turf War, and Rainmaker. But not Tower Control. Because Tower Control was being a butt and not coming on when I was able to record and such. And as the days wore by, I just wasn't feeling it. I had gotten back into Smash a little bit more, so I was like, I'm not going to need to actually release that video for like 3 weeks. I'll just, I was quite ahead at the time, and actually I still kind of am in a weird, twisted way. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. Basically, I waited like 3 weeks before I was going to actually, do this. And then I decided my Windows had been running slow. So I decided to reinstall Windows on my laptop, which is what I'm running the Tepture on, because it's easier than dragging my Wii U to my other room or, dragging my computer in here. Because I keep my Wii U in my living room and my computer at my desk. So Windows was running slow, and I decided to reinstall, and I kept having weird errors installing. It was a different one every time. It took me like a week to get lucky and have one that actually worked, and like it was usually Windows Update that would break it. I would, end up either an update that the Elgato software that I used to record actually required not installing, or I ended up where it would, you would reboot to install updates, and then it would just sit there saying installing updates for hours and hours and hours and hours, never making any progress. I'd leave it on as I go to work from 10:15 to 9 and come back and it hasn't made any progress. I go to sleep and it hasn't made any progress. So I eventually got lucky though and managed to get it done, and then I had problems with OBS. It actually seems to have been fixed. Just today I had the Elgato released an update with a new driver, and it seems to have fixed the problems I was having before. It's a little too early to tell, but I'm using OBS to record this. It was feeding through a lower quality stream to OBS, even if you just viewed the source without encoding anything new. And yeah, it was weird, and basically I ended up not releasing video for a week because I was trying to get this done, and I ended up not even being able to release it because I found out during the editing phase that one of the videos that I had recorded for the section, it was the Turf War and the Splat Zones video. I recorded them in one video, got corrupted, and it was just unusable. And I lost the Audacity recording of the Tower Control portion due to a blue screen. I probably could have recovered it, but I just was like, fuck this, I'm not doing this. So, there were also 3 other weapons released in that, but they were all variants. Anyway, so we have a new update, and this is where the browser thing comes in. it's not just there's also a title update as well, and I'm going to go over that. I actually went over it in the Carbon Roller video, but it was like part of the Carbon Roller video, and that's not happening anymore. So it's this update details for the version 2.20. I'm actually going to go to this Nintendo Life article a little first, though, so I already know what the update's going to be. It's the Neo Splooshomatic, which I might check out. I can't exactly remember what the Splooshomatic was all about. So, I didn't even know this was a thing. Apparently I didn't play this game for a month. Apparently what they've decided to do is they're releasing a new weapon or some such every Friday, except for this week when they released it on Wednesday. Except it was actually released Tuesday. It's barely Wednesday. And actually, because it's 12:42 on Wednesday morning, but I got this notification on late night Tuesday. And actually, because of that, we're going to have 2 map sections. As soon as I finish this news, it's going to give me another one. So I'll probably cut out all that anyway. But anyway, so we should have. So we're going to have weekly content. I didn't even know this until I read this article. So I don't know how I'm going to do that. What I will probably do is I'll try to check out each individual weapon as they're released. If I don't like them in the testing phase, I just won't release a video on them. I'll just delete my footage. I've done that for quite a few already, especially lots of variants. And if I do like it, I will stockpile them and do maybe a couple videos to sort of break up sections of other videos. So yeah, that's how Splatoon is going to work on the channel now. I'm going to start getting into it a little bit more. I got a little crazy with Smash tourneys, for a little while there, but I'm actually having to cut back on that now, because it was like, I have to play the Smash tourney. It's like every 5 minutes, but I can't miss it. Another one will come up for another 5 minutes, which is stupid. Anyway, so, PDFs work weird on Wii U. Okay. How do you scroll? Because on my view... Oh, okay, I can open it on the gamepad. Okay, so we had a title update with balance changes. So, the splatter shots and the hero shots, the single-player replicas, had their base damage decreased from 36 to 35, which is still a 3-hit kill either way, so I don't really know what the purpose of that is. The end zaps have the increased walking speed by 11%. The Splashomatics had increased base damage from 26 to 28. Again, either way, it's a 4-hit kill, so why are you bothering changing it? I guess it's because maybe people have damage or defense abilities, which I don't use because I'm not entirely sure how those work. It's weird. The Splattershot Pros had ink usage decreased by 5%. The Dual Squelchers had increased walking speed by about 20% when firing. I like those weapons, so that's a good buff to me. Jet Squelchers also had decreased ink usage by 6%. I also like those weapons, so buff to me. L Nozzles increased turf coverage by 10%. H3 Nozzle Nose increased range and turf coverage by 15%. A bunch of different kinds of blasters were nerfed hard, actually. Decreased maximum blast wave damage from 125 to 80, and set the limit to 100 even with gear that increases damage. So that means if you don't have any damage gear, that you can no longer get a one-hit kill with any of those weapons other than with direct impact. So that is a huge nerf. Rapid blasters increase the fire rate for when firing from a squid state. I guess that is like when you just pop out of the squid state. I didn't know there was any change in fire rate there because you can't fire when you're in squid mode. You decrease recovery time after firing from 0.43 to 0.33. So that's basically increase in fire rate. The Carbon Roller Deco, which it was going to be interesting because I was going to show the pre-patch and post-patch version in one video because it took me so long to record. And basically all the rollers except the dynamos. Adjusted splash damage The players can only splat with opponents in one hit with the center of the roller. I've actually been playing with the splat roller a little bit. I still got plenty of one hit kills just by flinging. So this doesn't really seem to be. When I still read this, I hadn't played with it yet, and I was like, man, that's a huge nerf. But it doesn't seem to, in practice, really affect it that much. Opponents cannot be splatted in one hit when the player is out of ink. That makes sense. Balance amount of damage given when roller is repeatedly swung. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean. See. The dino roller increased the amount of time needed before the ink begins filling after swinging the roller. So that's a bit of a minor nerf there. They also had splash damage adjustments and the same ones as above. And changed calculation method for damage when roller is repeatedly swung, so that's not listed as a nerf or a buff. Ink brushes decreased ink usage by 10% when players are running while inking. Sounds good to me. The E-Leader's range of damage that can be done without fully charging has been adjusted to 40 to 100. It was previously 40 to 120. That's worded really weird, and they're missing a little space there at the 40. Bamboozler decreased ink usage. It looks like most things were buffed. It looks like overall they buffed. Well, let's see. I wouldn't even count that splatter shot thing to be a nerf. It looks like they nerfed blasters, except for rapid blasters, which got buffed. They nerfed rollers. And they nerfed snipers, basically. Or they nerfed the E-Leader snipers. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's see, mini splatling. Short amount of time needed to charge from first charge level from 0.33 to 0.30 seconds. Not huge, but nice. Short time to reach second charge level from 0.5 to 0.45. I assume that sort of works. The charge level things kind of works like Marth's Shield Breaker from Smash. Heavy Slatling, decreased ink usage by 10%. Very nice. I will take that. That's another one of my favorite weapons. The Sloshers, increased damage against Rainmaker shields by 33%. Let's see. Point Sensor, increased radius by 17%, but decreased duration by 2 seconds. Splash Wall, lowered resistance against opponent attacks by 40% and increased the amount of time required to begin recharging the ink after throwing from 1.33 to 2.67. That's a huge nerf there. Inkzuka decreased fire rate by a lot. That's a huge nerf. Kraken takes more P to fill it up. I think it used to be 200, but then they decreased it to 180 with 1.2. So I don't know. I guess I may be misremembering, but that's kind of. I guess they changed their minds. Added a period of 0.75 seconds before players can attack again after using Kraken. I was using the Crack-On Splat Roller when I was talking about that earlier. I did actually notice this a little bit. It's not a huge deal. But it was noticeable, and they increased the Kraken hitbox. Rank battle adjustments. I haven't been into rank battles at all yet. In this patch, I only did regular battle. So then they added a new sort of rubber band mechanic. I've already read through this as part of the Carbon Roller video, but the leading team's special gauge will gradually charge when the counter for both teams is stopped. So that's kind of a buff to the winning team, which you'd think that wouldn't be, how to say it. And it will charge faster when the counter is active. I guess. So it said. So it charges either way. I'm guessing it probably stops if it's the enemy that has the zone. Tower control, it will charge gradually for the team that has control of the tower, regardless of which one's in the lead. So it's sort of a leadership bonus-ish type thing. And for some reason, so they're talking about Rainmaker, even though it's under tower control. I'm guessing that's an error in their documentation. When another team is a Rainmaker, special charge will... whoops! That's not what I wanted to do. Can we go back to the other size? Thank you. It'll do. So they decrease the speed at which the special gauge automatically increases. Again, that seems a little odd because, you know, special gauge didn't automatically increase before. I'm pretty sure this is new to this patch. Increase amount of knockback when players using Bubble or Kraken are hit from above or below. I don't know why that's in tower control, the tower control section. Change the way in which the splash wall bounces when thrown against the top of the pillar of the tower. In order to increase the difficulty, place splash walls on the tower while riding it. Yeah, so I'm guessing that's to sort of nerf the whole throw a splash wall against another wall and get yourself a shield, which I liked that technique. And they changed how ranking works. That's too much math that I want to deal with right now. So, I guess we'll head into the game and get the actual announcement from Callie and Marie after 15 minutes of recording of what the actual weapon is. So it's the Neo Splooshomatic. With a point sensor and Kraken. Interesting. I can't remember. We'll need to ask Sheldon for the deets. I think I liked is it the Splooshomatic or the Splooshomatic? I can't remember. I'll see it for Sheldon because I've got maps to take care of. Okay, so after completing Sheldon's Mad Libs of "You're fairly fresh, you have what it takes to wield this weapon, it has a custom emblem," he told me, "Mark your opponents with the point sensor and then crush them with the power of the Kraken. Getting in close is vital for this setup, so it's suited the battles to excel at flanking their foes." I do think I remember that the weapon, God, I can't remember if it's Splash or Sploosh, did have sort of a very short range. It was sort of like a less extreme version of the arrow spray. See, that's new, but, oh no, that's just custom. Where's the new indicator? Yeah, there it is. See, it's Sploosh. It's Sploosh. Okay. Yeah, it has short range, which I particularly like weapons with long range. I use the Squelchers for a reason. So I think, oh, it's got like a wide reticle. What the hell? I guess it's sort of, I think, is this one of the ones that sort of fires back and forth? Yeah, it is. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to do a whole video on this weapon, but I figured I'd just, while we're sort of, it was an excuse to talk about updates and such, so yeah, might as well show it off while I'm here though, since, I went through the whole trouble making this video, which I am not going to just delete the footage of this, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to actually play too many rounds of this. I don't know, we'll see. It won't be tonight if I do. So I suppose whether this is listed as a part 1 or not will tell you the answer to that question. So yeah, I will see you for another video, whether it be this weapon, whether it be another weapon, whether it not be Splatoon at all, and be some other game, I don't know. I'll see you for whatever the next video is. I am Dash, and I am out.